Hey, what is up, everybody? This your boy B Nice, aka FNP Trades, coming to y'all with another video. Today is the recap video for August 8th, 2025. We had a banger today. First and foremost, I do want to talk about this swing trade that I took on IONQ. My buddy had told me about it yesterday, and when I looked at the chart, I was like, "Oh yeah, this thing could potentially move." So looking at it from yesterday, I didn't want to get in super early. I was just kind of waiting for it to kind of consolidate because the system lets me know, like, when we have these clouds above price, that's a lot of resistance that we could be facing. So what I did was I waited to the end of the day. I saw that we had a little bit of a dip, and then we had a reclaim of the clouds here. If you notice anything about this, like we hit these clouds and we kind of rejected it pretty much all morning, and then we made a low, but we didn't make a low past the pre-market low. So because we had this low and then a reclaim, I was like, okay, end of day, I'm thinking about taking these calls, right? So I took the IONQ 4150 calls at 44 cents. So they were $44, and as you can see, this was the alert right here. IONQ 4150 calls $8. For 8 at 44 cents. So once I got in that, it was like 4 minutes to close, and I just kind of let it do what it do. As you can see, we once the morning came, we ran up, hit our profit target. I got out for 60%, so I sold it at about 45%. I'm sorry, so I sold it at about $60. So that was the rationale behind this swing, and honestly, it could still be in the beginning phases of a move. Because we are bearish on all the, at least on the 10-minute period, and then looking at it on the 15, we're definitely bullish. 30-minute, we're bullish. Hour, we're still bullish. So realistically, IONQ could get to $43 at some point, maybe within the next couple of weeks or something. So who knows? But yeah, I scalped it, got out, and called it a day. So let's go to the real banger that we called out today. So let's see, we're gonna put this back on the 10-minute here. All right, so perfect. So in the group chat, or in the alert chat, I told everybody my outlook for the morning. I said, what did I say? Where is it? Oh, it's right here. All right. So I said SPX overall sentiment is bullish. This was a typo. It should have been 63.50 as a key level to hold. Losing this will most likely repeat what we did yesterday. If 10 a.m. holds this level, then go long targeting 63.70, 63.90, and 6400. And then, as usual, VIX is the key intraday going into 10 a.m. and I was like, let's get this paper. All right, so looking at SPY for guidance. As you guys know, I use SPY for the pre-market levels because SPX does not trade after hours or pre-market. So while I was looking at this, I marked my levels. So I marked my pre-market high, which was 63.73, and then I did yesterday's high was 63.98, and then I did I forgot what high that was, but that was another previous high. So because of these levels, I was looking to see what we had going on. So with SPY, obviously we're bullish because we're above all of our EMAs here. So we're above our higher time period EMA. We're above the 200 moving average. We're above the 3450, and we were above the 512. Then we kind of came back, but we held the 3450 going into the day. So I did not rush to get into this trade. I kind of waited to kind of see what we were going to do because price really wasn't moving. So my trigger to go long on this was a break above the pre-market high. So I waited for that. Same thing with SPX. SPX didn't have a pre-market high, but because SPY and SPX are pretty much the same thing, once SPY broke the pre-market high, I went long on SPX. And so I told everybody it was about it was 9:43 Eastern time. I said, hey, I'm jumping in these SPX 6390 calls at $2.80. And that was a great entry because we immediately, 2 minutes later, we were up 25%. Then we went 30%. And this thing just started running at that point. It just started to run. It did not stop. And so right here on SPY, I had a first target TP of 636.98. That was my first target level, which kind of lined up with the 63.85 level for SPX in a sense. So when we started getting there, I was like, I kind of want to get out of the position. We were up 50%, then 60%. And then I was like, all right, I think I kind of, well, actually, I think this was more like the 63.75 because that was the bottom of this candle right here. So once we got to that 63.75 level, I was like, all right, cool, we're at 60%. I don't think we really need to stay in this any longer. And then I saw that we started getting, we started to have like a little bit of a micro bull flag happening here. So I just kind of stayed in. And it pushed from 280 to 460. As you can see, from 280 to 460, and I was complacent with that. But then 10 a.m. came, and then we went 75%, then we went 90%, then we went 112%. And I was like, all right, this was a 100% play. Let me start to scale out. And then I set a order to sell at $6.20. It actually ran just a little bit more. It went all the way up to almost $9. But once it did that, I was like, all right, I'm cool. And then we did have a catalyst to potentially push this up even more, but we didn't get we didn't really get a follow through on it. We're holding the clouds right now. If you're looking at it, we're still holding the clouds, but we didn't get a follow through on that Russia Ukraine news. So I just kind of cut the position. I cut it for 100 and I want to say 20. What did I say? Because I was making fun of myself here because I thought it was going to go higher, but I cut it for about 122%, which I'm content with. But, if this thing would have kept running, 6,400 would have been the next target for it. And so, yeah. And then another trade I want to go over is Tesla. Or TSLA, so Tesla and then TSLA. So I've been long TSLA for a hot little minute now. Like my expiration is for 8/22, but I had a lot of drawdown on this one. So like it's just been a lot of averaging down on this play because I know that Tesla, when Tesla wants to run, it runs, and when it sells off, it sells off. But when it consolidates, you're not going to make any money. So going into today, they had some very bullish news. They had news about Texas. It was Texas and Tesla coming to an agreement to secure the Texas rideshare permits for the robotaxi business, which had Tesla just go parabolic at this point. So that was a crazy catalyst for Tesla, and for people who trade Tesla, you know that these moves right here could make your whole week if you catch it. So it went from 320 to 333, and for anybody that knows like these deltas on Tesla, like the deltas are pretty high on Tesla when we have a squeeze like this. So a lot of people made a lot of money on Tesla. TSLA not so much, but it's still a compliment for it. So for me, my forecast on Tesla is if we can continue to remain bullish, I think that we'll see price break this high here, maybe break this high, kind of pull back to it. If we can hold that level, then we can get 350, 360 in the next coming weeks. Realistically, I would love for us to get back up to about 360. If we do, then my $15.50 calls on TSLA could be very profitable for me. And I did average down again today on this little pop. I'm thinking, like I said, like in the next 2 weeks, if we can really get a favorable move, we'll be in a good position. So I'm just trying to line up these peaks and valleys. Okay, so this is this one. Okay. Yep. So yeah, so realistically, if everything plays out, we could hit we could get back up to this $15 point on TSLA if Tesla gets to 360. So we shall see what happens. Oh, is that the right point? Yeah, we'll see what happens with this when we get there. Yeah. So this is, yeah, that's the right point. Okay, perfect. So that's all I did for today. Like I said, we really did have a good day in the server. There were a lot of people that cashed out and made some money on these SPXs. Let's see. Yeah, we're we're vibing this in this little section here. So the Mermaid Gardener, she made 3,000 on those call outs. Let's see, my boy Sosa, he made a stack off of them, and then we had some other people who had some winning trades in the community here as well. I know LEB, she took my SPX play for 30%. She got paid. She went from 260 to 340. So that's always a plus. And then my boy Frank, he had $346 off of the play, and then so forth and so on. So we had a lot of people that made a lot of cash this morning just off of those initial early morning moves once we had that break of price. And I'm very grateful to be able to teach people how to do these things. So if you're someone who's interested in learning how to trade in the stock market, and you're someone that really don't know where to get started, I do have something special for you. Myself and one of my trading partners, we are doing a mentorship for people who would like to learn how to trade. So we're two people in this community that we realize that our trading structure is pretty much the same. We do the same thing. We have levels and all of this stuff, and we're offering people the ability to learn from the two of us for only $500. Like a lot of other people will charge you guys thousands and thousands of dollars for this type of information, and we are coming to you guys as a duo to give you guys the best possible learning experience. So we have our Built to Last mentorship is $500, and you don't have to pay it all at once. We do have the ability to do it and pay in installments, which we will invoice you guys. You just have to put down a deposit of $100. We have a lot of frequent classes, well, not frequent classes, but questions. So we'll do it for 4 weeks. Every Saturday we'll do a class. The class will be about an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours, and then throughout the week we'll give you guys homework. We will do live trading in the last week, just so you guys can kind of get a hands-on experience and kind of see how we trade and how we come up with our plans and everything like that. We will make sure that beginners and people who already have experience, like, we can make sure that everyone is on the same page when it comes to doing this. So if you guys are interested in this, there is a link in the Discord, and I will put a link in my link tree for anybody who's interested in joining our Built to Last mentorship. So thank you guys for watching the video. As always, please leave a comment, like, follow, subscribe, follow me on Instagram for all my shenanigans. I definitely post a lot of links and deals and stuff like that on my Instagram as well. So if you guys are watching that, please go ahead and give me a follow on that. So thank you guys for watching the video. As always, you guys have a blessed weekend, and we'll be right back here on Monday to do it all over again. Thank you guys. Have a good one.